The Resident Evil series is known for its insane Easter eggs and hidden references, and Resident Evil 5 is no exception to this. From crazy exploits to movie references, all the way to cut content, here are 30 secrets you missed in Resident Evil 5. Number 1. In the very beginning of the game, if you look down the alley to the right, you'll spot a man being dragged away, and if you follow, you'll witness a brief cutscene as he's taken out of sight and reappears beyond a fence. What happens next is horrifying, as the townspeople begin force-feeding him the Type 2 Plaga parasite. Number 2. One of the smallest yet most revealing details in RE5 is how Chris and Sheva work together to open tomb lids in the ancient ruins. Watch closely and you'll see Chris's half of the stone lift slightly faster than Sheva's. It's a subtle touch reflecting his superior strength and size. Number 3. Rotten eggs in RE5 are more than just a joke item. While rare and primarily meant to be sold, they can actually one-shot regular Magini if thrown, instantly killing them. It's a bizarre mechanic that gives a deadly twist to an otherwise absurd collectible. Number 4. In the final cutscene of the Desperate Escape DLC, Jill and Josh reflect on the loss of a fellow soldier, delivering lines that are nearly identical to those spoken in the 1987 film Predator.
He was a brave soldier.
He was my friend.
He was a good soldier.
He was, my friend.
Number 5. In early drafts of the game, Barry Burton was planned to appear as an active companion. According to pre-release concept art and beta documentation, the story was initially structured as a war-themed BOW zone mission in Kijuju, where Barry accompanied Chris throughout the campaign, offering backup and narrative support. This idea was ultimately scrapped, but at least we got him in the Mercenaries game mode. Number 6. In Chapter 3-2, during the final segment in the oilfield docks, there's a clever exploit that allows you to farm gold in seconds. After triggering the cutscene where Chris and Sheva prepare to board Josh's boat, turn around instead of continuing forward, and in the left corner of the map, you'll find a suitcase containing 3,000 gold. From here, you'll loot the case, exit the game, and reload your save. Your progress is saved, but the suitcase resets, meaning you can repeat this process endlessly. Number 7. Just before the U8 boss battle, Chris scrolls through a list of experimental subjects, and among the names they list someone referred to as JoJo, which is a reference to the manga series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Number 8. Further into the village, when Sheva boosts up to the scaffolding to retrieve a key, if you look across the way you'll catch a Magini shadowboxing alone in a building, which is a humorous nod to the Rocky films. Number 9. In RE5's Mercenary mode, Rebecca Chambers has a unique melee attack where she sprays bug repellent directly into a Magini's face. This is actually a direct reference to her debut in the original Resident Evil, where she accidentally maces Chris Redfield during their first encounter.
Whoa! What is it?
What? Oh no!
Number 10. According to early design documents and developer interviews, Capcom originally had plans to include a merchant, allowing players to buy and upgrade weapons directly from a physical character, just like in RE4. But as RE5 shifted towards a real-time co-op experience and tighter inventory management, the merchant system was scrapped in favor of a pre-mission loadout screen. While some fans were disappointed by the change, others saw it as a good choice to match the game's faster pace. Number 11. At the beginning of the game, if you look high above the streets in the nearby building, you can spot the Instigator Magini, which is the loudspeaker-wielding enemy who officially appears in the public assembly sequence. But here in the first chapter, he's already broadcasting his message. Number 12. In early versions of Resident Evil 5, Capcom planned a full-scale El Gigante boss encounter, where players would have faced 10 to 15 El Gigante creatures released by Tricell as part of a timed defense scenario. These creatures would attack, while players defended Jill Valentine as she worked on restoring train station energy for escape. Number 13. In the mining area, you'll come across a portable toilet that lets players knock, and after a few attempts, a Magini bursts out and attacks, making it a classic Capcom jump scare that blends horror and absurdity, much like the series is known for. Number 14. Among RE5's most infamous exploits is the item duplication glitch, a simple trick that lets players clone items and amass infinite supplies of ammo, weapons, or treasures. In order to do this, 2 players are required. Player 1 places the desired item into their inventory and then saves the game. Player 2 then hosts a co-op session and invites Player 1. Player 1 gives the item to Player 2, then immediately quits the game without saving. Player 2, having received the item, saves their progress, and after this, both players will now have the item. Number 15. One of Chris's alternate costumes, known as Warrior, is a clear homage to Mad Max 2: The Road Warrior. From the leather straps and makeshift armor, the entire look echoes Mel Gibson's iconic Wasteland Survivor. Number 16. During early planning for Resident Evil 5, Capcom considered bringing back one of the franchise's most iconic bioweapons, being the Tyrant. According to director Yasuhiro Anpo, the idea was to have a new Tyrant appear late in the game, serving as a climactic boss before the final confrontation. At one point, it was even scripted to kill Exeligione on screen, tearing through her in a shocking twist before turning its attention to Chris and Sheva. Ultimately, the concept was scrapped in favor of a more personal finale with Wesker. Number 17. In one of the residential homes from the town, players can find a double chainsaw resting on a table. This is a chilling reference to RE4 Mercenaries' chainsaw enemy on the Waterworld map, who wielded a similar weapon. Number 18. Deep in the village, you can find a sign that reads Keniston Express. This is a direct reference to another zombie franchise from Capcom, being Dead Rising. The exact same sign can be found in the game's mall. Number 19. Albert Wesker's brutal melee attacks in Mercenaries mode are direct homages to Capcom's legendary Street Fighter series. 2 of his signature moves stand out: the Tiger Uppercut, which is named after Sagat's iconic special attack, and his second move is called Jaguar Kick, which is a nod to Adon, Sagat's fierce rival. Number 20. During the part where Josh accompanies you, if he dies it results in an immediate game over, but you can actually heal him like you could Sheva. Despite not being an official partner, this is a good way not to lose because of someone else getting killed. Number 21. Prior to RE5 in the Umbrella Chronicles, Wesker was seen using a silenced pistol during his infiltration of Umbrella's Russian stronghold. However, in Resident Evil 5, when he's facing Chris, he chose to bust out his old samurai edge. It's possible that he might have done this to taunt Chris and remind him of the betrayal at the Spencer Mansion and the broken bond between former teammates. Number 22. In Chapter 3-2, you can actually feed Majini to crocodiles. By shooting or using melee moves to send them flying, they can be knocked into the marshy waters below to be devoured. Number 23. Sheva Alomar makes a strong first impression at the beginning of the game, but few players notice the intricate tattoo on her upper arm. At its center is the word Shuja, which translates to hero in Swahili. Number 24. In the Lost in Nightmares DLC, Capcom slipped in a hidden nod to the old days of survival horror. At the very start of the mission, if you turn around and interact with the front doors multiple times, a hidden prompt will appear. Press it and suddenly the over-the-shoulder view disappears, and in its place, fixed camera angles just like the original 1996 game. Number 25. Inside the old Umbrella facility, activating a nearby computer triggers a familiar chime, being the exact same startup sound used in Resident Evil 1. Number 26. During Resident Evil 5's early development, the game was designed to be a single-player experience, with Chris Redfield carrying the story solo. Producer Jun Takeuchi later reflected that while this was the game's initial vision, the team shifted direction to create something entirely new: immersive, cooperative horror. Co-op was added not out of necessity, but as a deliberate evolution from Resident Evil 4 to allow players to experience the game together. Interestingly, Sheva was already conceptualized as a character even before co-op was finalized, but in the original plan, she functioned more like an occasional NPC. Number 27. Inside Wesker's research vessel, multiple monitors display what appears to be a Fox News style broadcast, with the logo appearing on one of them. The screens show world maps, press conferences, and a gathering of global leaders, reflecting direct coverage of Umbrella's global reaching Ouroboros plot. Number 28. Right at the beginning, if you linger at the initial checkpoint instead of proceeding to the butcher shop, a rare piece of optional dialogue triggers between Chris and Sheva, where they reflect on America's darker realities of capitalism, pressure, and opportunity.
Wouldn't you rather be back in America than a place like this?
Not necessarily. Some people might think America has its own dark side.
That doesn't sound very patriotic.
I'm just a realist. It's a capitalist society. Not everyone is cut out for that kind of constant pressure. Sure, there are opportunities to be had, but at what price? You gain, someone else loses.
You don't sound like any American I've ever met.
That's the great thing about us Americans. We're all different.
Number 29. In early development of the game, Joe was scripted to accompany Chris throughout the campaign as his full-time partner. However, Capcom pivoted towards a more dramatic reveal, making her supposed survival tied to her betrayal and brainwashing by Wesker. This shift gave rise to Sheva as the co-op partner, centralizing support and gameplay around a newcomer rather than the franchise veteran. Number 30. Throughout the village in the beginning of the game, posters can be seen for a fictional singer named Paula Hopkins. These same exact posters can be found in the Dead Rising games, as if it's a background pop culture figure in Capcom's shared universe. Click this video here to find out the disturbing lore of every enemy from Resident Evil 5. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.